Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Billy arrives at the Abbott house and looks around. He tells Diane that she changed a lot. She wants to know what he thinks. Diane gives him the tour and asks again for his feedback. Billy shrugs that he doesn't live there anymore. She still wants to know. He liked it better the way it was before. He wouldn't have changed anything. He's surprised Jack doesn't feel the same way. It's beautiful, it doesn't feel like the home I knew. Diane hopes he'll warm up to it, everyone else has been enthusiastic. Billy says this was always the house that John Abbott built. When he walked in, he could feel him. Now, there's a part of him that's gone. Diane says Jack felt his father would have approved. Billy says that doesn't mean he has to. He apologizes for being so honest. Diane asked him to be. She was just caught off guard. Tearing up, Billy says he was too. He walks out. At Society, Chelsea and Sally confirm to Summer that they're both considering other job offers, but no decisions have been made. Summer gets a call and walks off to take it. She also needs a minute to process. Chelsea and Sally agree this is not good. Chelsea asks about Sally's job offer. First, Sally wants to know if Adam offered Chelsea a job at Newman Media. Chelsea confirms it. Sally says, I knew it. She's sure Chelsea would kill it, but it's a very Adam move. She advises her to keep her friends close. Chelsea learns that Billy's asked Sally to step in and take Phyllis' position in his new company. She says that's a very Billy move. Summer returns to the table. Daniels updated her that Billy fired her mother. She feels bad for Phyllis, but she understands Billy's point of view. Sally says he thinks highly of her and he tried to get her to fully commit. Summer asks Sally if Billy wants her to take Phyllis' place at Abbott Communications. Sally tells Summer she's right. Summer asks Chelsea, and you're thinking about going to work with Adam at Newman Media? Chelsea nods. Sally asks if they're good. Summer reminds her she lobbied her for this job and told her fashion was her life. Was that a lie? Summer is shocked and asks how seriously they are taking these offers. Chelsea thought Sally would step in and wouldn't want to put her in a bind. Sally pipes up that she had no clue Chelsea was thinking of leaving too. Summer finally declares that Marchetti's success will continue, even if they both leave to work with their boyfriends. If that's what they want, she supports them. Chelsea and Sally appreciate that. Summer wants to talk them out of doing this, but it seems to be what they want, so they should go for it. She just hopes Billy and Adam appreciate them as much as she does. They toast to Marchetti women. Nick balks at Adam's update. At the ranch, Adam's about to tell Victor he offered Chelsea a job when Nick arrives. Victor walks over to hug his son and welcome him back from London. They all chat about the trip and Nick says No's doing great and he and Allie are still crazy about each other. Nick asks about what's new, and Adam says he offered the COO position at Newman Media to Chelsea. Nick rolls his eyes. Victor's glad he's bringing her on board. Nick asks if she's accepted the job. Adam is optimistic. Nick goes to pour a scotch and Adam senses he has a problem with this. Nick says fashion is what she loves. Is this move for Chelsea? Or is it for you? Adam tells Nick this wasn't planned. The idea came to him, so he brought it up to Chelsea. He will hear her decision soon. He's trying to be transparent about this. Victor wants his sons to get along. He tells Adam he has his approval. Nick decides he overstepped. If this is what Chelsea wants, he's happy for her. And I'm happy for you too. He offers his hand to Adam, who shakes it. Nick asks what Connor thinks about this. Adam hasn't told him yet. Nick says Summer will be bummed, but Adam reminds him Sally will be there to pick up the slack. Nick agrees. She has two of the most talented designers in town. Mariah breaks down to Sharon. At Crimson Lights, Mariah sits, deep in thought. Her phone rings. It's Tessa. Mariah ignores it. Sharon comes in and tells Mariah she missed her so much. Sharon senses something is wrong and asks what's going on. Mariah throws her arms around her. Thank God you're home, Mom. Sharon asks if something happened to Arya. Mariah claims she's just happy to see her and asks about her trip. Sharon had a great time, but she wishes Mariah's little family could have been there. She asks again what has her so sad. Sharon coaxes until Mariah confesses, something happened on my trip. I did something so horrible. Sharon takes Mariah to the patio and asks what happened. Mariah gasps, I can't. It's too terrible. If she doesn't say it out loud, there's a chance it didn't happen. Sharon warns she'll have to talk to someone. Mariah cannot tell Tessa. My wife can never find out what I've done. Mariah tells Sharon that Ian's return to Genoa City and her life affected her in more ways than she wanted to admit. The part of her that put up a strong front gave way to the part that is still broken. It came out on the trip. She grew up with a predator as a father figure. He drugged her, undressed her, put her in a wedding gown, and tried to make her marry him. It still haunts her every day. He came back for her, and she could have prevented that. Sharon tells her she can't blame herself for anything Ian did. Mariah says the part of her that's broken can't accept that. That part took her to a very dark place. Sharon wishes she'd have called her Tessa. Mariah cries that she didn't want to wake her up. She opened the minibar to dull the pain. When that didn't work, she had a few more. Tessa rebuffs Phyllis. In the jazz lounge, Tessa leaves Mariah a voicemail to call her. Phyllis comes in and thanks Tessa for agreeing to meet with her. Tessa's not sure why she did. Phyllis thinks they're on the same page about helping Daniel. Tessa informs her that she won't spy on him for her. Phyllis denies that's what she's after. She wonders if Tessa doesn't like her. Your team Sharon, she tells her the two of them came together during the kidnapping and bonded. We will do whatever it takes for our kids. Tessa feels the same about Arya. Phyllis says this is a ferocious maternal instinct. Please, will you help me save my son's life? Tessa knows Phyllis loves her son, but they have different ideas about how to do that. Daniel thinks he needs to do this on his own. She's being a friend, listening and teaching him how to play guitar. Phyllis reacts with cynicism. Tessa says it's helping Daniel. Phyllis is sure he could learn chords and work at Abbott Communications at the same time. Tessa says he told her she's not working there anymore either. Phyllis claims they'll be back on track soon. Tessa says Daniel's not ready. Phyllis thinks learning guitar is proof he needs creative flow. He can get that at Abbott Communications. Tessa tells Phyllis you can't be creative when your heart's not in it. Daniel's heart is broken. She thinks Phyllis is pushing herself too hard as well. She needs a friend. Phyllis says she and Sharon are friends now. She gets a text to meet Summer and takes off, snarking, "Good chat." Sharon urges Mariah to come clean. At Crimson Lights, Mariah tells Sharon she can't look at Tessa without falling apart. Sharon assures her they'll figure this out. Mariah wants to go back and change what she did. Sharon thinks she was in pain and acting out. Mariah says she did something Ian would be proud of. I'm broken, Mom, but Ian is not the one who broke me. If I had realized how evil he was sooner because I was a good person, I would have run the other way. But she stayed and followed him for years. What kind of person does that make her? What she did that night wasn't out of character. It showed who she really is, someone with no character at all. Sharon tells Mariah she's not a bad person or selfish. One bad act doesn't make a bad person. If she didn't have moral fiber she wouldn't question what she did or who she is. She can't let this define her. She doesn't have to tell her, but she should tell Tessa. She has to unburden herself. There's something good in her that attracted Tessa, who is kind and generous. Mariah says those are the reasons her wife can never find out what she did. Summer's goodbyes. At Society, Summer is on the phone with someone saying she's flying out tonight and won't come home until she finds Marchetti's next creative director. Nick arrives and she hugs him. Phyllis appears next. Summer tells them she's headed to Europe on a work emergency. She has to find a replacement for both Chelsea and Sally. Nick supposes that means Chelsea is taking Adam up on his offer at Newman Media. Summer has to head out and say goodbye to Harrison. They hug her and she walks out. Nick muses, there she goes. Off to conquer the world. It reminds him of Phyllis. Phyllis asks what he thinks of Chelsea working with Adam. What's next? You're going to hire Sharon to work at Newman. Nick tells Phyllis that Sharon is good. What about you? Phyllis assures him she's good and has the world at her feet. Summer arrives at the Abbott mansion and compliments Diane on the remodel. This looks incredible. She asks to see Harrison, who appears with Kyle. Summer tells them she has to fly to Italy tonight for work. Harrison suggests he and his dad could go with her. Summer would love that, but she'll be doing too much work. She promises to call when she lands and takes her son in her arms for a huge hug. It wasn't big enough, so they hug again. Harrison wants to give his mom €1 to spend. She says she'll save it for when they're together overseas. Diane takes Harrison upstairs to get it. Kyle tells Summer he and Claire are thinking about moving in together. She thinks it seems kind of fast. He says, when you know, you know. Summer asks him to wait to tell Harrison until she gets back. Kyle says, of course. He asks to give her a hug goodbye. They embrace and Summer looks emotional. After she and Kyle part ways, Summer exhales and looks pensive. Moving forward, Billy meets Sally at the club bar and asks, "What's going on?" She says she just told Summer about him offering her the job. She told her to be fearless and follow her heart. Her heart is telling her to go for it. "I want to do this with you, Billy." Adam finds Chelsea in the jazz lounge. She has champagne and he asks if they're celebrating. She tells him she's saying yes to his proposal and taking the job. Adam learns she's told Summer. Chelsea relays that Sally is going to work with Billy. They'll be in direct competition with their exes. Adam asks how she feels about that. Chelsea shrugs, "It's business, right?" He grins, "It is." They toast to taking Newman Media to new heights. Thanks for watching this video and please subscribe our Update World 24 YouTube channel for more update news.